Hey everybody, this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording of LEGO Marvel Superheroes. It seems like we are working our way down the story, and we may be working into the third and final act of it. Probably are. So let's continue the story right now. I don't know where this is gonna go, so let's see what happens right now.
Shield helicarrier, this is Fury. Hill, are you there?
Here, sir.
Listen, we've located our Silver friend. We'll bring him back to the carrier. Doom is taking off with Loki. That's a bad match. Bad for us, I mean. Can you locate them?
We can.
Just like you can track me anywhere, apparently.
They're headed out to sea, sir.
Contact Professor X and see if he can spare some mutants to help us track down all of Doom's associates.
Yes, sir.
They are so shiny, these...
Loki and Dr. Doom are heading out over the ocean, possibly looking for more cosmic bricks. We need you to fly out there and find them.
These Lego minifigs are so shiny
Loki
now.
thinking, associating with this villainous Doom character? I shall bash some sense into him.
Take it easy, Hammerhead. We need to find him first.
So, we finally made it back to the helicarrier, and it is the perfect time now to run and get the score doubler. We have 1,000,000 studs, that's what's needed, and so we just need to now run over to it. It is here in Deadpool's room. Let's see. Blow up this. Blow up this. That's the code entry. Here we go to the shop. So studs times 2. I will select that. Studs times 4 will require 2 million. Studs times 6, 3 million. Studs times 8, 4 million. Studs times 10, 5 million, which is actually cheaper. I could also get disguises right now, but that would be silly. And the gold brick detector and mini kit detector are interesting because they're locked. And if they don't unlock by the time we're done with the story, I have no idea where they are. I will have to cheat and go look that up because I would want to get like the mini kit detector and the gold brick detector unlocked before we come back and play in free play mode. That would be no fun. And then I think this is just a quick exit to a quick way to get back to the menu. Let's see, let's break Deadpool's room a little bit. There's an achievement I looked up, and there are achievements in Steam on this newer game. It says called Me Time. It says reading a comic book in his room. So somewhere in here there's supposed to be a comic book hidden. The question is, where is it? Deadpool just jump out his window? Deadpool's room is a mess. No place to launch a missile. Maybe you have to play as Deadpool, and one of his abilities is to pull out a comic book. I'm gonna go ahead and assume that's the case. That one of Deadpool's abilities is to pull out a comic book and then read it. We won't know that for certain until we actually have Deadpool as a character we can play as. interesting here, we can look at the pause screen, and it's telling us a lot more information as far as all of the percentages of collectibles we've gotten, and red bricks that we found, which apparently we haven't found any of them, and the number of true believers we've gotten, and the number of times we've saved Stan Lee. It's time to turn this on, and now we have 2 times the studs every time we pick them up. And so now we can continue with the story, and as we continue with the story, there may not be much of it left, but then there's the whole free runaround areas of New York that we haven't even touched yet. And when we start dealing with that, I think we're gonna start seeing some more stuff. Well, geez, are we supposed to fly through that, or is that... I believe that's probably a race for some of the runaround stuff. We haven't even touched the races yet. It feels very much like these are coming too fast now. It's a little difficult to even maneuver the character. Gee, are we going to Ellis Island? Or are we going right to the edge of Ellis Island? We're in the financial district. So I don't know what this is, if this is supposed to be a park or what. See, the hologram says go this way.
What came first, Howard or the egg?
Howard or the egg. That is a reference to Howard the Duck, which is a joke comic book series that has an interesting history. They made a Howard the Duck movie many years ago that was so bad that pretty much movie makers refused to try to make any more comic book movies for decades, possibly a couple decades. I love how the minifig New Yorkers yell at you when you bump into them. That feels so true to life. Or at least it feels true to what you see on TV.
What manner of vessel is that?
No idea, but it seems to be where the signal is coming from.
So we followed the Coulson. Let's see, some kind of ship. So are we gonna take a boat, or are we just gonna fly over there? I mean, we can both fly over there. These are the shield. You could transport back to the helipads, or call in a vehicle, or change characters. I only have one boat, the speedboat. So instead of using the speedboat again, we'll just fly. We'll just fly over to this boat. What is this, evil boat?
Shield research submarines are extremely useful for taking the fight to bad guys while underwater. These subs feature advanced tracking equipment, ideal for locating enemies or items of interest.
Interesting. So is there going to be a whole underwater section of New York? The open area? That certainly is one way to add
are you
more
sending me on my
areas
date with Thor?
to search.
A Shield research submarine.
That's big.
A research vessel covered with weapons. That's deceptive labeling.
That is not our research sub.
Oops. So take note of the scale of this thing on the outside
Don't tell
versus
me.
the inside.
You got
when
here
we
on
get
a
in
really
it.
long spider line.
No. You're not the only one that can fly. Compliments of Mr. Nick Fury and S.H.I.E.L.D.
You know, I could fit you with a rocket-propelled iron suit if you like.
Sounds heavy.
So from this perspective,
Yeah.
it couldn't
Is
be
it the maid's day off?
anywhere as
What a
big as
mess.
we see here.
Well,
It doesn't need to. This is all pretend. I guess the best way you could look at Lego games is it's the pretend version of what happens in the actual story, the movie, whatever. So, and even in real movies, you'll have things not quite be the scale. Let's see. Who's the smart one here? Tony? Guess Tony can do it, but yeah, that's right, because they don't think Spider-Man is smart in this game, which is about the biggest insult you could possibly do. Is how am I supposed to do this? I guess I just do it this way. I thought I was supposed to connect the bottom two studs to something. That it looks weird. But I wasn't, so good. I lost all those studs. Shouldn't matter though. There's really no good reason why the we would get True Believer here with the stud doubler enabled. We would need claws to do the claw switches. There's a Doom statue for a minifig. We need something to freeze that or put out that fire. Okay, let's see. Play as Spider-Man.
my
Come in
spider
here.
sense again. What is it?
Detect with our spider sense this wall we can climb on.
My spider sense again. What is it?
And then again spider sense. Too many spider senses right back to back. That's too often there. And we divert the water, which does what? Let's see, I can burn this and maybe this will do something? Nope. That looks like a gold thing, but it's not doing anything. Am I supposed to be hitting this?
My spider sense again. What is it?
Ah. Spider sense 3 times in a row, come on. Really? I know we haven't played with Spider-Man in a while, but...
Good job, Spidey.
I'm gonna do the spider sense 3 times. The way you should have done this to fix that problem is you should have walked into this to right about here. Gone my spider senses, you hit it once, and then it would have, the camera would have zoomed and showed us that, and then zoomed and showed us the part over here, the pull, and then zoomed over here and showed the third part to pull. So we don't have to hit the button 3 different times, just in the sequence of about 3 minutes. I kind of get it too, though, is that we have played as so many different characters now. It's hard to remember what abilities. Let's see. That each character has.
Great, let's go.
So we have to do a little bit of a tutorializing here. There's a section only Captain America would be able to do, it seems. It seems like that's the case. Yeah, that's a Captain America spinning section.
I'm trying to concentrate, and you're making all this noise? Get 'em, boys!
So I have a heavy suspicion that Doctor Doom is getting manipulated by Loki. Loki, I think, is probably a bigger bad guy than Doctor Doom is. And they're trying to do something with the Cosmic Cube and the Tesseract, which, you know, this might actually all turn out to be Galactus's plan, and we might end up fighting Galactus at the end of this. At the end of this game, that would kind of make sense. Unfortunately, even though in the Fantastic Four movies, which have been awful, they have fought Galactus, this is probably going to be, if we do fight Galactus, the best and only fight of it that we'll see. Because
a fishing trawler? I hope we're not the catch of the day.
Because those movies were bad. Fantastic Four movies. And Marvel, I don't think is going to get the rights back to them anytime soon. So it will be a little bit high-minded for little kids if you're watching this, but I'll try to explain. The reason why we're not going to get better Fantastic Four movies and Spider-Man movies is because of licensing and copyright. And if, in all honesty, we hadn't allowed the corporations to write the laws about how long copyrights last, the Fantastic Four as original characters and Spider-Man both would be in the public domain right now. And that means that anybody, anywhere could write any story with those characters and not be sued. And that would benefit society artistically.
Spidey sense. Something close by.
In my opinion. A lot more than the corporations that own these things having sole rights to them. Often it's corporations that own it, not even the creator. The creators of like Spider-Man and the Fantastic Four are either very old by now and don't get any money from new creations of their characters, using their characters, or they have long since passed. And the idea of copyright was that stories were, if you made a character, if you made something else, it's not even really for artistic characters, there probably should be completely uncopyrightable, but the idea was that you didn't want it to be a situation where as soon as somebody saw your story, they could go copy all of it and completely say the exact same story and sell it in a bookstore without you making any money. Or they could go change it a little bit and sell it in a bookstore that way. And originally, that kind of makes sense. The problem is that it is a delicate balance between benefiting the creator and benefiting society. And that balance has fallen way out of balance, and now society suffers and does not benefit from creation of new art because it all gets locked away behind copyrights and behind corporations that want to severely overcharge you for things. It is much better, it would be much better now for artistic things like this, for copyright to last a year at most, if at all. In a lot of ways it would probably benefit society better if it didn't last at all. That's not to say Marvel couldn't go and continue making Spider-Man comics because they weren't copyrighted. It would simply be, there would be official Marvel comic books with starring Spider-Man.
Iron Man and Human Spider. The way is open.
And then right next to them on the shelf at the comic book store, there would be unofficial comic Spider-Man stories. Right next to it that just wouldn't have the registered trademark of Marvel on it, which is a different system. And that would severely benefit society a lot more, because then there would be more Spider-Man comics. Where's Stanley? I bet he's stuck back behind one of these doors. I bet that's where he is. Unfortunately, what has happened is Disney in particular, the owner of Marvel, lobbies to politicians to make copyright last longer and longer. And I believe it's somewhere between 70 and 103 years after the death of the original creator of somebody. So Walt Disney made Mickey Mouse, or was accredited because he was the owner of Disney and paying somebody else to make Mickey Mouse. And so now you still can't have stories featuring Mickey Mouse years and years, decades later.
Nothing can penetrate my psionic force field.
Okay, here's MODOK. Let's talk about MODOK for a second, since there's really nothing more you can say. Is just try to lobby your politicians to get rid of the current mess of copyright law and see if you can do that. MODOK is an acronym, and I think it stands for mechanical organism designed only for killing, or something like that. The last word is killing. And he said he was designed only for conquest because this is a kid's game, and saying the word killing is probably not something you'd want to say.
Behold my awesome power! No! My power is draining!
He's down. Attack!
Well, that's an easy way to take out MODOK. Apparently, you just have to beat up his minions and then he'll lose his power.
Hey, I am not done yet!
Excelsior. So MODOK's a really old character.
Here I go again!
Oh, I hit him with my hammer.
Oh no! Not again!
Hit him again.
Uh-oh! No!
So he's not a character to be taken seriously, really.
MODOK! I can't believe this! You're such a disappointment!
Even they're making fun of him.
I'm back! Backup systems, full power!
now. He's just
Was
showing
it?
the lava.
Enough?
Like, he doesn't attack, he loses his power, and then heal him, I guess.
No!
He's just this big head and a floating chair. No, Dr. Doom's getting away.
He just stole our sub.
Look at the Lego detail on the walls of this scene. That is really nice. When you can get it all
I cannot
Lego.
call down any lightning inside this vessel. We're trapped.
Worry not, Thor. My telekinesis can separate water molecules.
Well, what's that gonna help? Oh, I guess she can make oxygen by separating the molecules. Yeah. Is that something Jean Grey can do?
Jean, how long can you keep this bubble stable?
I can keep you safe for now, but my power is focused on this force field. Keep me safe.
Interesting.
How can we be so far underwater, yet protected by the mind of a mere mortal?
I don't know if she's a mere mortal. That's selling her short, I believe. I think they've decided. Oh, I'm hitting an octopus here. I thought that was just some brick. Sorry, octopus. Oh, and this is still that same level too. So wherever we walk over here, she's gonna walk and give us oxygen. And if we need to go over here, she's gonna walk and do it. We can't walk outside the bubble. You don't get a ton of X-Men mashups with Thor and let's see, big Lego figures can crack that. I guess Thor is considered a big Lego figure with his hammer. Interesting. So I have no idea if I jump on here, will she get higher? No. I'll just hit the top of the thing.
My spider sense again. What is it?
I have no idea who the underwater characters are in the Marvel Universe. Not a clue.
Incoming! Doom must be around here somewhere.
Keep them off me.
I know in the DC universe they have Aquaman and Atlantis and all of that. But in the Marvel universe, I'm not sure there is anything that exists like that. There must be a few heroes that use the power of the ocean, but not any that I can even think of. Let me know in the comments if you can think of or know of any
Jarvis,
Marvel.
sign of that research sub? Doom was inside when the tanker blew.
It appears as though he may have been caught in the destruction of the tanker, sir. I am detecting another vessel not too far away from your coordinates.
Here's a building. Pull down these walls. So only big Lego figures, and apparently Thor is considered a big Lego figure. I find that strange that that's the tutorial message, and that they're considering Thor a big figure, in the sense that he's of a larger size. If you're talking in big, as in the popular ones, Spider-Man should be able to break the cracked wall. They're getting all wrapped up in spider webs. So the problem with the ability to fly, which almost every character here has, is you're gonna end up stuck inside this bubble anyways. We want to come over here and find this as we're destroying little sandcastles. I can't help but think that we are going to perhaps end this level on a big discovery instead of wrapping up with the underwater area.
Humans, decorate your ocean floors with statues.
The rubble-strewn look is very in right now.
Come on, fire a missile. And then Thor, smash this. Are we making a bridge? Or are we shooting the gold bricks? I guess I just needed to clear the path a little bit. Here we go. Some giant squid. There we go, that took a while. Not surprising since it's underwater. Probably would take a while to heat up something.
My spider sense again. What is it?
Two more pull down things. I mean, seriously, some of these things could have been Jean Grey's movements, or Thor. You could have had Thor throw his hammer to break that. Since Jean Grey is technically focusing on making this bubble for us. Fun fact here, if she was just breaking water down to pure oxygen, they would become hypertoxic and they'd have too much oxygen in their blood pretty soon.
How about you just open the hatch?
Need to go to the hospital. There really isn't a huge amount of oxygen in the atmosphere.
Hey Doc, why do you need all those cosmic bricks?
I don't share my plans with insects.
How about
Not
a
an
god
insect,
then?
he's an arachnid. Arachnids are not insects. So we get an AIM agent. What is AIM? We get a MODOK. And we get some more studs. With the stud doubler, we will probably hit hopefully we'll hit 2 million before the story is done. But not sure.
Hey, no.
Excelsior. We have not found a single full set of mini kits, and so I definitely am gonna need to find that mini kit detector pretty soon. I may have to just run around the entire area of New York looking for it to see if it is hidden in the overworld and not in the levels. We can probably figure that out directly from the hangar though, because if there was a red brick that you were supposed to find in each level, maybe the hangar will tell us that. Right now at the wrap up of this level, we're not seeing a place where a red brick should be. There's no grayed out or shadowed out red brick on this screen, but you could easily put a red brick right above the True Believer bar or below it, or below the gold brick, so it's a possibility still. What isn't a possibility, because it's a certainty, is that we are done with this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment if you want to, and watch every second of my videos. All that helps me out. If you want to support me, you can click on my name, Rydo. On the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Click it, make a donation. And if you want to friend or follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.